This is a '05 Mercedes ML350. We are doing upper lower control arms. We will be doing this inner. Try to get that to focus a little better, and outer tie rods. We've already taken care of lower ball joints on the spindle. We'll be doing, let's get it to focus. That's the spindle. Here is the upper control arm. Shout out. And you got to remove the shock on this pesky thing. Leave it to Mercedes to make it interesting. The shock will sit right up in between here. And then you have the two long bolts that come in this way. And that way, right? To hold up the upper control arm. And so, to get these pesky bolts out, that's about how far they got to come out. And if you see through the top, the shock tower's in the way. So technically, with this guy right here, you're not going to have room to get this guy out. It would lead you to believe there's more room here and you can get this guy out. But don't waste your time. You can't. This will all get cleaned and greased up and lubed up and put back together nice and pretty. We're going to go ahead and do a new sensor on this one. And it'll probably be back for that valve cover gasket leak that I was pointing out. CV axle doesn't have to come all the way out. Neither does the lower control arm. Unless the bushings in here are shot, you really don't need to. The lower ball joint is connected to the spindle, not the lower control arm. Upper control arm comes in right up here. And we had inspected the wheel bearings and they were fine, so we're not gonna spend unnecessary money on replacing wheel bearings. This one did have to be cut out. The bolt was, now you're getting a lot of glare, there you go. The bolt coming up here, the nut coming up on this was, it's not too much room, and it wasn't coming all the way out, so I got tired of messing around with it and hacked it off. I knew I was pressing a new one in anyways. And by the way, these are not press. These actually have some sort of a lock nut on the bottom, and then they slide up. Definitely not a beginner job. Something for B-level tech or better on this guy. We're messing with (2004, 2005). Not sure. Anyways, Mercedes ML350. Lower ball joints, upper control arms, inner outer tie rods. And this one's also going to be getting a driver's window regulator. Oh, and there is no way to do it without taking the inner wheel cover out. Just makes no sense to try to work around it. It's just a few bolts and everything comes right out. So that's that side. Show you guys what's going on this side. Over here, so far we got the new ball joint in place. There's the new ball joint in place. we still gotta get this upper control arm, and like you see what I was showing you guys over there, the shock towers, the shock is definitely in the way of those upper control arm bolts coming out, and all these bolts you're going to want to get out too, because you see there's no real room to get to the top of the shock nut, and also to get to these upper control arm nuts. So you want to take this whole inner wheel well off to make your life easy. This one was covered in grease and was a messy one. It also gives you a little more room to do inner and outer tie rods. This one was just shot all the way around. I'm trying to get the glare to... Y'all can see it's bad, I'm sure. Alright, next time around he'll probably bring it, we'll get to those sway bar bushings. Don't want to take all the money out of the poor guy's pocket in one trip. One thing at a time, little by little. Get the front end taken care of and have it riding like the brand new Mercedes-Benz that it once was. Paint still looks good, interior is very well kept. I'm not a big fan of the ML320s, but the ML350s, I don't know, if I was to go this route, I'd definitely go with the ML350. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope this was of use to somebody out there considering tackling this job yourself. You consider yourself capable of handling a B-level tech job, have at it. A press is not required to do the lower ball joint, and the rest is turning nuts and bolts and being diligent, obviously, in everything you do. Take pictures, whatever you got to do to help yourself out. I would say working on it with no interruptions, an hour to 2 hours on each side for everything I've discussed. Inner outer tie rods, upper control arm, lower ball joint, and wheel fender, all that other good stuff coming out. Give yourself about an hour to 2 hours depending on the speed of the technician and the experience. C-level tech would probably take 4 hours on each side, but a C or B tech can do this without a lift at home. I'm using 6-ton jack stands on a big truck like this. I don't recommend doing anything with 3-ton jack stands. If you are going to do it without a lift, 6-ton jack stands or even 12-ton would be even better. These are 6-ton. I'm sure I missed a few things, but you guys get the gist of it. Fun little project. This customer is paying $500 labor for everything here. For a little side job, sounds fair to me. I priced it out, calling around different shops. Pep Boys had said something like $1,000 labor without parts, and they didn't sound too excited about wanting to do it either when I told them what type of car it was. They called it something like a little more than 5 hours labor. So thanks for watching. Not trying to sound like a jerk, but I could care less if you click like or subscribe. Just trying to put this up. Hopefully it'll be useful to somebody. Have a good day.